Hello everyone, welcome to GrapplTech. This is episode 4 of our complete Golang bootcamp where we'll be writing our very first Go program. Okay, and here we are going to take a unique approach to understanding Go programming by visualizing it using the human body. So let's start with the body itself. Okay, and before going into the body, let us see the basic structure of a Go program. And any Go program will have an extension with .go, like we have for C++ .cpp, and for C language we have .c, and for Java program we have .java, right? In the same way, if you want to write Go code, you should have the file name extension as .go. Okay, so file name .go. And here this is a basic structure of any Go program. Like you can see something called as package main in the top, and we have something called as import fmt, and we have function main, so the main function, and here we have the print line statement. Then what about this package main? So the package main can be considered as a body, which is a complete entity. So package main signifies that this file is part of the main program, which forms a complete executable application. So here we can have multiple files in a single project, in a single application. Okay, and all those files should be organized into packages, and every Go application should have main package. Okay, and we'll understand the rules later. Before even that, let us think about the previous session where we told that programming language is nothing but set of instructions and rules, right? In the same way, Go programming language has a rule, like you have to organize the code with packages. Like you'll be having toys in different boxes, right? You'll have cars in one box, and you'll have small motorbikes in one box. In this way, every Go code has to be organized with packages. Okay, and every Go application should have at least one package, and that must be the main package. Why only main? You can ask this question, and the answer is very simple. See, whenever if you run a Go program, the Go runtime will search for the main package itself, and then it will search for the entry point, which is our main function. So to any Go application, the entry point is nothing but the main function, and in order to define that main function, we should have package main as mandatory. Okay, so that's about our package main. So you can consider package main as body itself, which is a complete entity. That means it can have multiple files. So this package main can have multiple files. Here we have main.go, right? You can have second main.go, third main.go. You can have multiple Go files in a single package. So the package main is mandatory. That's a rule in Go. And as we have discussed, so package is nothing but it, you can consider a package as a group. Okay, so related code together, it will have the code which is related together, and it helps in organizing our code and makes it easier to manage and reuse as well. So packages provide encapsulation, allowing you to hide implementation details and expose only the necessary parts to the world. What do you mean by encapsulation? So you can consider that as a practice. Like for example, when you're trying to drive a car, you don't want to know the implementation of the entire car, right? You don't want to know the implementation of the engine or the braking system. You just need to know how to use those. Okay, so that's a kind of encapsulation. Even here, we have to print onto the console using this println statement. So we don't want to know the implementation details of that println function. Instead, what we have to know is we have to know the name of the function which prints anything onto the console and the package it is included in. Okay, so the package is fmt. So what we can do in order to use this println function, we can just include that package in the top using import statement. Okay, we are telling to a program like, hey main.go, please import this package fmt so that I can use this println function in this code. So that's what we are trying to tell to Go. So every code has to be organized into packages, and that's a rule. Okay, but there are some other rules when it comes to Go also. And what are those packages? Like what are those rules? So you should have at least one package per Go application. Like every Go application must have at least one package. And that is the main package is required to define the entry point to any function. As we have discussed, see, to any program, main is the entry point. The main function is the entry point. Even if you consider other languages like C, C++, Java, there also main function is the entry point. So whenever you run a program, the runtime will first search for the main function, whether that is available or not. Okay. And in Go language, in order to define that entry point, that is the main function, main package has to be defined first. Okay, so what happens over here is the Go runtime will search for the package main first, and then it will be able to recognize the entry point, which is our main function. So that is how the flow works. Okay, and that's the first rule. So for every Go application, you should have at least one package, and that package has to be the main function. Okay, so, sorry, main package. And what's the second rule? You can have multiple packages. Like every Go application can be composed of multiple packages. Like this allows for better organization and modularization of code. That means here we have package main, right? In the same way, for this Go application, you can have multiple packages as well. So you can have many other packages. So simply what you can do is you can organize your files in different packages so that it will be easy to understand. Like for others, it will be easy to use it as well, right? So you can have multiple packages in a single Go application. And what is the first rule? You should have at least one package. That is a main package. Okay. And we have the third rule telling that single package can be split into multiple files. That means what we are trying to tell is here the main.go belongs to package main, right? So this file belongs to the package main. You can have other files as well which belongs to the main package itself. Like you can have here, you can just say that I'm just writing for understanding purpose second main.go, and here you can have the same package again. So package main. So even this can be done. Okay, like a single package can be split into multiple files. So multiple files can contribute to a single package. Okay, so that is how it is done. Let us delete this as we don't need it. So what is the main rule over here? A single package can be split into multiple files. Like you can have different functions in one file and you can have different functions in other file. And all the files must be in the same directory. Okay, or considered part of that package itself. So this helps in organizing code within a package and separating concerns between them. So that's a third main rule when it comes to the packages. And export and import across multiple files. Okay, like here you can see that we imported fmt package. Okay, so this is a built-in package created by our Go creators. Okay, and we are trying to use it. So I want to use this println function. So in order to do that, I have to import that package in which it is defined. Okay, so this println function belongs to this package fmt. So in order to use it, I have to import it. Okay, and if you think from the fmt package perspective, in order to export it, it has to start with the capital letter. That means you can see that P is in capital letter, right? So in the same way, you can have other files as well, like other packages as well, and you can import and export functions. It can be variables or it can be anything. You can export and import anything, but it has to start with a capital letter. Okay, so as we have discussed, functions, types, and variables which start with an uppercase letter can be exported and can be accessed from other packages as well. And to use this exported elements in other package, you need to import the package as we are doing over here. So we are using this println, right? So we have to include that package using import. We are just trying to import that package into our application and we are using that println statement. Okay. And in order to use it, we have to just say that fmt dot println. So this println belongs to fmt. So we are telling each and everything to our Go program, that is Go runtime. So that's about exports and import across multiple files. And we have many built-in packages. So Go comes with a number of built-in packages that provide a wide range of functionalities. Okay, so for each and everything, you can find a built-in package over there. So you don't want to write code for each and everything from scratch. Instead, just know the name and just know the package name and try to include it, like import it and just use a function. So that will be easy, right? So we have tons of built-in packages in Go. So these are some of the rules when it comes to packages. Okay, and why the name of the package has to be main. So why should we have a main package means very simple. See, the runtime will search for the main package initially, and later it will search for the entry point of the application. Okay, so we do have a major reason, like in order to run this application, what you have to tell is go space run space, you have to give the file name like main.go. Okay, so you can see the output as hello, welcome to GrapplTech. So that is what a println function is doing. It is printing onto the console. Okay, and you'll not be using the same command in the production also. Like after after the production, you'll be using like go build. Okay, and if you share this file with other people, even though they don't have Go installed on their machines, they should be able to run it. So we use a command called as go build. Okay, so what that does is it searches for this main package. Okay, it will create a module and it will search for that main package initially. We'll discuss it in deeper, like the internal implementation session in the coming sessions. So here what we have to understand is simply remember that Go runtime will search for the package main and then it will search for the main function, which is the entry point of the Go application. Just remember that. That's fine. Okay. And what's the second statement? Import FMT. So we have senses, right? We have eyes, we have ears. So if we want to speak, we'll be using our mouth. If we want to smell, we'll be using our nose. And if we want to hear to other words, we'll be using our ears, right? And if we want to see anything, we'll be using eyes. In the same way, in Go programming also, we have something called as this FMT. So this package is used to take the input from the user. If you want to get the user input, you can use this FMT package. Some functions are defined in FMT package, like we have scan. So you can use that function. And if you want to print onto the console, if you want to print something else, okay, you can use those operations also. And all these functionalities will be defined in FMT. And in order to use it, we have to import it. As simple as that. So what we have to do, we have to print hello, welcome to GrapplTech onto the console. So what we can do, we just need to import FMT and we can use that function over here. So that's done. So that's what this import FMT does. Okay. And here comes the main function. So you can consider the main function as the brain of a program. Like it's a control center where all actions are initiated, just like how our brain controls our body's function. So every time you run a Go application, so the entry point to any Go application is a main function. Okay, so everything begins at main function and even everything at the main function itself. Okay, it will end at the main function itself. Just remember this. Like, let us see an example over here. So what I can tell is, see, here I'll just say that starting of the program. Okay, so starting of the main program. And in the next line, let us define one more function. Okay, so a function is nothing but it's a block of code which takes an input and does some kind of processing to it, and it will generate an output. So later in coming sessions we'll understand functions in deeper. For just now, just remember that it's a block of code which takes an input and gives an output. Okay, and main function is the entry point. So here we'll define a demo function. So this is a demo function, and what I'm trying to do is I'll just print that I am demo function. Okay, I'll not print anything else. I'll just say that I'm demo function, and I want to execute this function in the main function. So I'll call this function in the main function. Okay, and here I'll just say that fmt dot println of, so this is the ending of the program. Okay, so this is what we wrote. So if you try to run this main.go file, what happens? Let us see how the control flows, how the execution flows. Okay, so let me run this. So I'll just say that go run main.go. If I click on this command, you can see that the output as starting of the main program, and here comes I am demo function, and finally we have this is the ending of the program. So what we can conclude is here, so for any Go application, main function is an entry point. That means our execution starts at the main function. Okay, and even after completing everything, like it defines, it goes line by line in the main function, and finally it also ends at main function itself. Okay, so that's what you have to remember. So main function is entry point and exit point of an Go application, and even this is considered as the brain of a program. That means our main function controls everything, so it is able to execute this demo function. Okay, so it is able to print, so it is a main function. It controls everything in the Go application. So that is why it is considered as the brain of a program. Okay. And why it is crucial? So you can just remember that it is crucial because it is the entry point. That means our Go runtime will be able to find the main function itself as a program start. So the main function is where the program begins its execution. So without it, the Go runtime would not know where to start running the code. So we can consider this as a second rule. As we know that programming language is nothing but set of instructions and rules. So the second rule is every Go application should have a main function, and that is the entry point to any Go application. Okay. And can you give some other reasons as well? And we told that our Go runtime will search for the main package first, and later it will search for the main function. That means it is a mandatory requirement to have main function defined in main package. Okay, that can be the second main reason. And this is a requirement for creating a runnable Go application. If you want to create a runnable Go application, you should have main package and you should have main function as well. Okay, and orchestration. So it orchestrates the flow of the program, like calling other functions and managing the sequence of operations. Like here we saw, right? It is able to call other functions in it. And even it is maintaining the sequence. Like first it printed the line number 6, and then the control went to 7th line. And finally it ended the control at 8th line. So it is able to maintain the flow as well. It is able to maintain the sequence of operations, and it is even able to execute other functions as well. Okay, so that is the importance of main function. And we do have some other reasons like application lifecycle, like it handles the initialization and termination of the application as we have discussed. So it is the entry point and even the exit point. And one more thing, it will even ensure that the resources allocated and they are cleaned up appropriately, as we have automatic garbage collection in Go. So even that is done by the main function itself. So these are the importance of main functions in Go. Okay. So in summary, what we can say that, so the main function is essential for defining the starting point and overall flow of a Go application, making it a critical component in every executable Go program. So main is entry point. Just remember that. Okay. And finally we have something like this fmt.println, and you're just defining something, a string in double quotes, and double quotes is mandatory. Just remember that you cannot have single quotes. Okay, So let me remove all this and let us have only this statement. Yep. So what does this line do? Simple. See, you can consider this line as the mouth of a body, which will produce sound. Okay. So in the same way, fmt.println will just print any message onto the screen. So just as a mouth can say words aloud, right? So the brain sends a signal to the mouth to say hello world as a body executes this action, producing the output on the screen. So that means the main function, which is the brain, will send a signal to this fmt.println, hey, just print onto the console, and immediately it will print onto the console. So this is the basic structure of any Go program and the parts in it. So what do we have? We have package main, because every code has to be organized in packages. So we should have main package, and we should have at least one package to any Go application, and that's a rule. And we have something called as import fmt. So in order to use any other functions, you have to import the packages which consist these functions. Okay, so that's the second thing. And finally we have this main function, which is the entry point and even the exit point as well. Okay, and how to run this Go program? You just need to give a command, go space run space filename.go. Okay, so this is a general process how you write Go program and how you execute it. I hope you like this video, so please do subscribe to our channel, and thanks for watching.